Cone procedure is used for A. Detransposition of great arteries, B. Fallot's tetralogy, C. Epstein's anomaly of tricuspid valve, D. None of the above. Correct answer C. Epstein's anomaly of tricuspid valve. Cone procedure for Epstein's anomaly of tricuspid valve constructs a funnel-like valve using the native valve leaflets. This avoids the problems associated with artificial valves, including bioprosthetic valves, especially in children. In one study, cone procedure group had 85% reduction in tricuspid regurgitation compared to 56% in the conventional group at discharge from hospital. The cone procedure involves detachment of tricuspid leaflets, division of chordae, plication of the tricuspid annulus, rotation of leaflets, and final reinsertion of the leaflets in the modified tricuspid valve annulus. Stent creep is A. Creeping of neointimal proliferation into bare metal stent, B. Telescoping of stent struts due to concertina effect, C. Seen in Hancock bioprocesses and is due to inward bending of the stent struts, D. None of the above. Correct answer C. Seen in Hancock bioprocesses and is due to inward bending of the stent struts. It is not obvious on echocardiographic imaging but increases the transvalvular gradient as measured by Doppler echocardiography. Stent creep tends to increase with time after implantation. It is due to an ultrastructural deformity of polypropylene used in the valve stent. To reduce risk of nephrogenic systemic sclerosis after MRI, A. Limit the dose of gadolinium-based contrast agent to less than 0.1 millimole per kg body weight. B. Dialyze them quickly after contrast administration. C. Delay contrast administration till recovery of renal function in those with acute renal failure. D. All of the above. Correct answer D. All of the above. In addition to these, avoiding nonlinear gadolinium-based contrast agents in those with renal failure, more so when there are pro-inflammatory conditions associated, is also useful. Standard surgical treatment for chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertension: A. Pulmonary thromboendarterectomy, B. Single lung transplantation, C. Pulmonary banding, D. None of the above. Correct answer A. Pulmonary thromboendarterectomy. In selected patients, pulmonary thromboendarterectomy is curative, but residual pulmonary hypertension after surgery is common. Those with residual pulmonary hypertension need long-term follow-up and vasodilator therapy with sildenafil or ambrisentan. Pulmonary thromboendarterectomy is a prolonged surgical procedure and can be undertaken only in specialized centers. Following are true of Andersen-Tawil syndrome: A. Prominent U waves, B. Periodic paralysis, C. Facial dysmorphism, D. All of the above. Correct answer D. All of the above. In addition to these, life-threatening ventricular arrhythmias are the hallmark of Andersen-Tawil syndrome. It is associated with KCNJ2 potassium channel mutation. This channel encodes for the alpha subunit of KIR 2.1 related to inward rectifier potassium current IK1. Mutation-positive cases, which constitute about 60%, are designated type 1 and the rest as type 2. Prosthetic valve seen on this X-ray is A. Starr-Edwards prosthetic aortic valve, B. Starr-Edwards prosthetic mitral valve, C. Starr-Edwards prosthetic pulmonary valve, D. Starr-Edwards prosthetic tricuspid valve. Correct answer B. Starr-Edwards prosthetic mitral valve. Prosthetic mitral valve is situated below the line joining the pulmonary bay and right cardiophrenic angle, while the aortic valve is situated above the line. Starr-Edwards mitral prosthetic valve has 4 struts, while the aortic valve has only 3 struts. Struts of aortic prosthetic valve point upwards and to the right, while the struts of the mitral valve points downwards and to the left. ECG pattern is diagnostic of A. Right bundle branch block, B. Anteroval myocardial infarction, C. Brugada syndrome, D. Early repolarization syndrome. Correct answer C. Brugada syndrome. In true right bundle branch block, ST segment is depressed in anterior leads. In myocardial infarction, when the T wave is inverted, the ST segment is more rounded, though elevated. In early repolarization, the ST segment is concave upwards. Left anterior hemiblock is characterized by all of the following except A. Left axis deviation, B. RS complexes in 2-3 AVF, C. No significant QRS widening, D. QR complexes in 2-3 AVF. Correct answer D. QR complexes in 2-3 AVF. QR complexes in 2-3 AVF are seen in left posterior hemiblock. QR complexes are noted in 1 and AVL in left anterior hemiblock. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for future updates and click on the bell icon for all updates. Thank you.